Russia on Tuesday claimed to be the first country in the world to register a coronavirus vaccine, with President Vladimir Putin applauding its safety and effectiveness. The news attracted widespread criticism and concern, as the vaccine has only undergone rapid phase 1 and 2 clinical trials on a small number of people. The former FDA chief, Scott Gottlieb, saying he's skeptical of the safety and successfulness of the Russian-touted vaccine and that he would, quote, never take it. Here to weigh in, we welcome David Dodd, a vaccine expert and CEO and chairman of GeoVax. And David, the Russian health minister said that allegations that the vaccine was unsafe were groundless and driven by competition. But they really sped up this process here. Do you think the vaccine is safe?
I hope so. I hope it's safe, effective, and durable. But let's trust but verify, because we need to see the data. And so far, there's been no disclosure of the data. And the best next step would be to convene an international forum in which all of the data on this vaccine is laid out, to indicate why they feel that they have accomplished a very important accomplishment, a stage. I mean, let's hope that there is a vaccine. It doesn't matter who brings it forward. What matters for the public good is that we have something that's safe, effective, and durable. And so I hope it works, but let's see the data first.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a global pandemic, so a global effort to find a cure would be very welcome at this point. But I want to ask you specifically about the move to not include a phase 3 of testing this vaccine before administering it to people. I mean, without doing that phase, what kind of impact could it have? What are they missing by skipping it?
Well, it's a highly questionable process that they're going through. We need to go through a much larger phase of phase 3. But even in the United States, recall that we have been running in parallel going into humans while we still are conducting animal testing. So we've been working on an accelerated pathway, but trying to monitor it very safely. But the difference is that before registration, we're conducting very large trials in the United States. And I think it would behoove everyone, regardless of your national location origin, to make certain that you do a very large phase 3 trial that includes thousands of patients before one declares victory. And at the same time, we need to look at the animal data to make sure that we understand if there's any concerning vaccine pathology that may be occurring, because that's the only way we can completely understand the potential safety as well as the effectiveness, and the most important, durability. I keep pointing out, if we have to go back for another booster and another booster, then people are going to accept the vaccine.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, the head of the FDA pledging that the U.S. is not going to cut corners when it comes to their vaccine development. Where are we in that process right now? Are we getting closer?
We are getting closer, because we are in very large-scale trials, phase 3 trials right now. And what will come out of that is we'll have an understanding of these multiple candidates that are in those stages of development. At the same time, we need to bring forward vaccines against COVID-19 for those at the highest risk populations. There's certainly subset populations that we need to be addressing because they have compromised immune systems. They're going to need different types of vaccines. But the general vaccine, I think we are doing it right. We've compressed 6 years of work into 6 months in the United States, so everyone who's working on that should be recognized and applauded. But again, the data is what should rule decision making.
And David, we've spoken before about the likelihood of people actually signing up for the vaccine once it's made available. I mean, there's been people have been hesitant to do so when asked if they would receive it. You know, the fact that, again, this Russian vaccine is speeding through the process here, as you say, even in the U.S., this is something that could take years. We're trying to get it done in months and less time. Are people really going to sign up to even choose to vaccinate themselves?
I think that will be dependent on how well we educate and communicate. And I think we need to start doing that right now to help people understand the elements of adverse effects, what that really means, how concerned should they be. We need to underscore what the anticipated efficacy might be, and why the expectation that as lay people we all hold up everything should work at 100% and no boosters and no other components. We need to educate people, prepare people to understand, but also encourage people to benefit for themselves, their families, for public health in general, is by and large to be vaccinated. But in the end, if we were to end up with a product that only shows 30 to 50% efficacy, I think it makes sense that people then question, why should I then accept it? Now, they should accept that because it'll reduce the severity overall, but it will not be the challenge or the results we'd like to see. But we need to understand it. We need to educate people very strongly and deeply. This should be done worldwide, not just in the United States.
That is David Dodd joining us live this morning. David, thank you.